Yeah, it's hard to see on your phone maybe. Let me bring it. Is that helpful?
Is it not V? V.
The second letter.
Oh, yes, I noticed this. It has looked like a
Good.
V.
Right. There you go.
But
Nice. Next.
God.
Beautiful. Next.
God.
Okay.
God.
Look at that second letter carefully.
Go Gaza.
Well done.
Gaza.
So it sort of begs the question that there's also the possibility of confusion between the Zayin and the Dalet. So how would you differentiate between the Zayin and the Dalet, Amos?
It's the Zion. The Zion.
Yeah.
It looks like it is an extended one that looks like a T.
Yeah. And the Dalet, how would you, and as opposed to the Dalet?
It has a long head.
Uh-huh.
And it's not prolonged to the right.
Right. Very good. Maybe there's a little bit of a bump to the right, but not so extended as the Zion to become a T.
Yes, exactly.
Let's try line 11. You'll continue to have an opportunity with the Zion in line 11.
Have.
Well done, have.
Haze.
Nice job. So you see that the early challenge in reading is that some of the differences between these letters are subtle, but you're picking up on that very naturally, so congratulations on that. Continue kindly.
As.
Well done. Next.
Have.
Beautiful. And you've got a good feeling for breaking things into syllables. That'll be the key to making this all a whole lot easier for you. So we have the open syllable ah and the closed syllable have, right? Ahav. Next word likewise is an open and then a closed syllable.
Baza.
Beautiful. And lastly?
Baze.
Beautiful. Let's see if we can bring in a few chets. Take a try at line 5, and then we'll give you a rest, and we'll put Gideon and Joseph to work. Line 5, kindly. This is three syllables, Amos. 2 open and 1 closed. I'll help you with the first one.
I can try.
Okay, go for it, buddy.
Vihaza.
Beautiful. Vihaza.
Vihaza.
That's a new vowel.
Vihaze.
Right, vihaza. Typically, we accent the last syllable of words. So when in doubt, go all the way to the end. Vihaza.
Vihaze.
Nice. Next.
Vaze.
Beautiful. Vaze. Here's your first chet, brother. Try and get it in the back of your throat. Get used to doing that.
Kaze.
Beautiful. Chazeh.
Kaze.
Well done. Continue.
Kaza.
Well done. Chazah. And lastly,
Haze.
well done. Beautiful work. Beautiful work. So we're all the way through chet, aleph, bet, vet, gimel, dalet, hey, vav, zayin, chet. That's nine letters. of the Hebrew alphabet. That's more than a third of the way through in only, I think, 5 lessons. So excellent foundation, and you're going to hear some very good pronunciation now from Joseph. We're going to continue our work with numbers. We introduced feminine numbers. We're going to introduce masculine numbers now. One of the interesting aspects of Hebrew is that we have masculine and feminine nouns. And that's important because the adjective words, the describing words have to match whether it's a feminine or a masculine noun. So in the case of numbers, if we're talking about 5 boys, 5 is a masculine form of the number 5. If we're talking about 5 girls, we use the feminine form of the number 5. So let me show you what that looks like by bringing up a number worksheet. Joseph, Amos, if you would kindly mute your audio now, and Joseph, if you would kindly unmute and lead us in the pronunciation of the numbers. You'll find the feminine numbers are on the right. Oh, let me share. Forgive me. Joseph, you'll find that the feminine numbers are on the right of the number 1, and the masculine form of the number 1 is on the left. And listen carefully to Joseph's pronunciation of these numbers. First the feminine form, and then the masculine form of the numbers 1 through 10. Kindly, Joseph.
Achat.
Beautiful. And the feminine or the masculine form?
Echad.
Echad. Nice. Continue kindly.
Shetayim.
Very nice. And we can flow with it. After a while, it becomes a flow. Shtayim.
Shtayim.
Nice. And the masculine?
Shnayim.
Perfect. Shnaim. Number 3.
Shalosh.
Exactly right. Shalosh. And the feminine, I think we have another joiner.
Welcome.
Oh, okay.
It is this. Should I continue?
Yes, please. We have shalosh, and then the masculine form, kindly.
Shloshi. Sorry. Shlosha.
Beautiful. Continue, number 4.
Arba.
Nice. And the feminine?
Arba'a.
Gideon and Amos, you may notice a pattern emerging. That we have this combination at the end. And Amos, you've seen this in your pronunciations, this silent hey at the end with the ah sound before it. It's a sign of the feminine. This we call it a kamatz hey at the end of words is the sign of the feminine. So if we want to say 3 girls, we say yeladot, we say shlosha yeladot, shlosha yeladot. 3 boys, we would say shalosh yeladim. 3 girls, we would say shlosha yeladot. Let's go on for number 4. Our number 4, please.
Arba.
Nice. And the feminine?
Arba'a.
Beautiful. Arba'a. Number 5?
Hamesh.
Well done. Yep. And the feminine?
Hamisha.
Hamisha. Now we're going to be exposed to several of the numbers that have what we call cognates in Kiswahili.
Kiswahili cognates.
Right. Number 6,
Shish.
shesh.
Shisha.
Right. And to your ear, you may hear sita, which would be the cognate in Kiswahili.
Yes,
And likewise for number 7, we'll discover there's a cognate.
Shiva.
Sheva.
Yes, Shiva.
Nice.
Shiva.
Exactly. Shiva. And you'll probably hear Saba, or you could hear Saba in
Sabah.
there.
Sabah.
Saba. Next, number 8.
Shmone.
Nice. And the feminine?
Shmone. Sorry, Shmona.
Exactly. So you see how Shmona is feminized by the ah sound, Shmona.
Shmona.
And likewise with number 9, kindly.
Tisha.
Tesha. And the feminine.
Tisha.
And well done, Joseph. And we clearly hear Tisa. And then finally, Kumi.
Eser.
Nice. And lastly,
Ashara.
careful with your shins and sins, brother.
Asara.
Beautiful. So why are we putting so much, and kindly mute now, Joseph and Gideon, if you'd be kind enough to unmute, we'll give you a chance. Why are we putting so much emphasis on numbers? And the reason is because we're driving towards some work on scriptural passages from the book of Numbers. So we're going to become very familiar with these numbers, and then we're going to discover forms of them within the actual Hebrew verses from the book of Numbers, which in Hebrew we call Bamidbar, in the wilderness, because that's the first word of the book of Numbers, Bamidbar, in the wilderness. There are 2 documents I need to bring up. I was a little late, and Gideon is saying he's in a noisy place, so we may ask Joseph then to continue leading us in pronunciations for this class. I'd be grateful for that, Joseph. But give me one moment. I'm going to bring up 2 more sheets for us. I'm going to bring up a sheet that gives us some of the vocabulary we're going to encounter in our pronunciation of the actual Hebrew verses. And let's work this sheet first. We have what are called prepositions. In Hebrew, there are certain letters which function as prepositions. If we fix them to the beginning of words, we can express to the, like if we're in a house as opposed to the house, or we buy maziwa for the child, for the mtoto. For the is prepositional phrase. In the bedroom, in the belly of the samaki, with the baby, or with the goat. We walked down the road with the goat. So these are instances of Hebrew letters which function as prepositions and are fixed to the beginning of Hebrew nouns. Ha means the, may means from. So our challenge, Joseph, and I bring the prepositional letters in again for your convenience, brother, is, let's take, for example, this first word. Would you like to try pronouncing it, Joseph, this first word?
Yes. Kodesh.
Kodesh, right. And we can take that word and say the month. How would we say the month?
HaChodesh.
Ha-chodesh.
Yes,
How about
HaChodesh.
in the month?
In the month will be KaChodesh.
That's a bet. Ba-chodesh.
Yes, BaChodesh.
Well done. We have the word sheni, which means second. And the phrase is going to be in the second. You'll see it when we get to the Hebrew verse from the Bible. In the second, Joseph. How would you say in the second?
Ba
Yes.
Basheni.
Beautiful. Amos, go ahead and unmute, and you'll have an opportunity now to repeat some pronunciations after Joseph. The next word we're going to explore is kindly pronounce it for us, Joseph, the third word here. I'll give you a start. Shah.
Shama.
Oh, Joseph, you can also unmute. I was going to have you pronounce, and Gideon and Amos and I will follow you. With the warm-up we've done now of adding prepositional phrases to some of the vocabulary, Joseph, I think your job will be even easier in terms of your ability to read fluently. Numbers chapter 1, verse 1, kindly. And Amos and I will go word for word after you. As you recite the words, we'll repeat them. Are you with me,
Yes.
Joseph?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not sure what happened to Joseph.
I'm back.
Muted itself.
Oh, you're back? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, we're waiting for you to recite the verse for us, and we'll repeat the words after you.
Veidaber.
So make two open syllables to begin your pronunciation. Va-ye.
Vayedaber.
Together, all vayidaber.
Vayedaber.
Nice.
Vayedaber.
Very good, Amos. Now this is the Yud He Vav He, which is an expression of the Almighty's name. And we all have a feeling about how to pronounce or not pronounce the Almighty's name. In study, I would say Hashem, the name. Joseph may say Yahweh, and that's perfectly fine. And I'm very open to whatever people are comfortable with. But this is the Almighty's name. So Joseph, kindly, in your own way.
Yahweh.
Yahweh. Continue.
El Moshe.
Together, Amos, El Moshe.
And Moshe.
Beautiful. That means to Moses.
Bemidbar.
Together, Bemidbar.
Bemidbar.
Nice.
Midbar.
Sinai.
Sinai. Do we have another joiner? Okay.
Gideon, please unmute. Sorry.
I think we're good. Bemidbar Sinai, Next word kindly.
Beohel.
Be'ohel.
Moed.
Hair.
Moed.
Yes.
Exactly, moed. Yes.
Be'ahad.
Well done.
Be'ehad.
Yeah. Hard.
Continue.
Lahodesh.
Nice. We're having a race now. Let me hear a
Hashem.
good. Let me hear a good pet. La Chodesh. La Chodesh.
Lahodesh.
Lahodesh.
Well done. Beautiful. You see how it goes.
Hasheni.
Hasheni,
Bashana.
Bashana.
Bashanga,
Hasheno. Hashenot.
not quite.
Hashe.
Hasheniot.
Hashenit.
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 There you go. Let's ask Amos kindly. Hashenit. Amos, Hashenit.
Hashem.
You see how aggressive my Hebrew readers are becoming. It's amazing. Continue kindly.
Let's say Tam.
Let's say Tam.
Me'eret.
Me'eday.
Let's think.
Me'eret.
Let's think about our accents.
Me'eret.
There you go. Me'eretz.
Mitzrayim.
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 Leimor.
Lemor. Listen to
Yes.
Walimu in a chillaxed way to hear the flow of the verse, and then we can bless each other and close. Vayidaber Hashem el Moshe b'midbar Sinai, and God spoke to Moses in the wilderness of Sinai, ba'ohel moed, in the tent of meeting. Be'achad lachodesh hasheni, on the first day of the second month, lachodesh hasheni, bashana hashenit, in the second year, litzei tam me'eretz Mitzrayim, of the Jews' departure from Egypt. So this was after they had been out in the desert for 2 years since departing from Egypt. Lemor, and God said, and then the book of Numbers continues with God's command to count the tribes and to count the names of the leaders. And we'll continue working through the book of Numbers for some time because it's going to give us a very, very strong foundation in Numbers for both biblical and modern Hebrew. This was brought to you live from Kutus, our first broadcast outside of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, or Nairobi. So we've now broadcast out of 3 major cities, Harrisburg, Nairobi, and Kutus. And thank you for being part of this landmark class. I'm so glad that you were able to join us, Freddie. It's a little hard for me still. I'm still getting my navigation around Google Meet, but Freddie, it looks like you stuck with us to the end. If you're able to join us at the beginning of the scheduled class, or else you can also join us on the 9 o'clock class, and I'll be sure to give you some opportunity at your first letters, Freddie. So please feel welcome to join the next class, which is at 9, or else to be at the very beginning of classes, because that's when beginners have my full attention to give you your letters. But Karabu Sana, thank you very much for joining us. Amos, thank you very much for your commitment to join us once more. And Gideon and Joseph for your strong support every day with this work. So that's all I've got for you this evening.